Today's video, in which I will be giving you some personal finance tips that will save you some headaches in the short run and in the long run should help you with your ultimate goal of increasing your overall wealth. If you're living from paycheck to paycheck with nothing to show at the end of the month, then chances are you need to manage your money better. Welcome to our channel, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed, yet you're missing out. It's time to dive in and brush up on your personal finance skills and look at 5 ways to manage your money better. Number 1. Make a budget every month. Of all the advice on this list, this is the most essential and we'll be referring back to it repeatedly. In fact, it's such a no-brainer. You probably already know you should be doing this, but very few people actually do. The reason isn't just because most people find it too boring to go through loads of numbers. It's because looking at sums you're going to have to part with can be kind of painful, and a lot of people try to avoid it. But even if it isn't exactly fun, get this building block in place and you'll see your life improve and all kinds of financial worries will disappear. So what should a monthly personal budget look like? Well, you don't have to be a math genius to do one. A budget is a snapshot of the money you have going in and coming out. Take a piece of paper, or better still keep a notebook, and divide the pages into 2. On the left you should have the money coming in from salary and any other sources of income. That's the easy part. The hard part is the money you expect to go out, which you should estimate at the start of the month. This should include household bills and living costs, what you expect you'll spend on food and other essential items. Don't worry, as long as you're not too far off. After your first go, you'll become more realistic with your predicted expenses. And over time, if you put your mind to it, balancing your budget should start to come naturally. Number 2. Consult your budget for large spending decisions. So here's a common mistake. You want to buy something nice, a holiday new laptop or an extravagant gift, and you've just been paid. So you know you have the money in the bank to cover it. Well, don't assume you've got the disposable income for it. A large chunk of the money in the bank is going to have to go toward basic living expenses, which of course should be indicated in your budget. Check your budget and see if you can justify the expense in the relevant category. If you're thinking of booking an expensive holiday and your budget for leisure covers it, then go ahead. But if it doesn't, that means if you pay for it at the end of the month, your budget will be in the red. So what do you do? The answer is to save up for it and include the amount you're saving each month in your budget. Work out how much you can set aside for it each month and how long it'll take you to save up, and while you're saving you might even decide you don't really need it after all. Number 3. Keep track of smaller expenses too. Small purchases here and there creep up on us, and if we don't keep checks on them, they can leave us in debt the next time the paycheck comes. A few venti lattes here, a meal out, and a birthday present for relative there. We often forget to factor these in, but they really do add up. And when you hear people saying they don't know where all their money goes, it's usually on a load of small to medium purchases they forgot all about. If this is a problem for you, you should try writing all of your spending down in a journal. If you're keeping a budget, any small purchase you make would be covered in some section of it. If you've blown your whole monthly budget for leisure on just 2 meals out, you need to make some changes here. Keep track of everything, and pretty soon you'll be able to see where it's going, and how you can cut down on things you don't really need. Number 4. Get your debt under control, or better still, get rid of it. But if you have debts, the first step is to have them under control. First of all, don't take on any new debts, especially outstanding credit card bills, as these have really high interest rates. If you have trouble paying them off, ditch the credit card altogether. Second, schedule all of your debt payments and make sure you pay them on time. At the very least, make the minimum payments. But if you can pay more than the minimum, even better, because the longer it takes you to pay them off, the more interest you'll end up paying. If you have a number of debts, make a list of what the interest is on each one, and first work to pay off the ones with the highest rates. Number 5. Keep track of monthly payments and limit them. It could be an inactive gym membership, or it could be in-app purchases you made so you could use it once and then completely forget about it. But it's already been going for more than a year. Remember that more and more businesses use subscription-based business models these days. That's because they realize if it's a small amount they're charging every month, a lot of people will go for it without even thinking about it. But small amounts add up when you've got a lot of them, and they're eating away at your earnings every month. If it's really necessary or useful, then keep it, but do try to limit the number you have. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also hand-pick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. We'll see you back tomorrow.